Shells, everything. Yep, winner. And this was the, you get 6 shell, is a dinner. So you get 6 shells, and then you get 6 soft shells, sauce mix, and then what I love salsa. So I put the salsa on there instead of the sauce mix, which is a mild, and I like fiery, spicy. So this isn't a this isn't an eating competition, so I'm not trying to stuff my face really fast. I'm trying to have a conversation and talk. So be the change you want to see in the world, right? So that's the thoughts that belong to my day. 2 things that I wrote down was racism and sexism. I connected them because just like many other situations, people don't realize they are the same. There. So, relax. They're the same. So, racism. A person grow up in an environment where they don't like a person because of their race. And they've gotten accustomed to that behavior of being bigot to those that are not like them, very impartial or partial to people that basically, if you're not like me, if you're not from where I'm from, you don't matter. Respect goes out the window. I feel more superior, like not me, but that mindset feels more superior to the inferior. Let's say, really don't really talk about politics, but what's going on in the world today, where you have a particular group of people that are targeted gender-wise, and if I ever told that group of people, we'll deal with it, you know, how would you think they would feel? And I say this because I'm a female. And in most societies, you have people are very disrespectful, not to race, but to sex. So now, just imagine if you're a female who falls into that category, you're getting it from both ends. And again, culture. So you sit back and you say, is it something that we can change? Of course. You know why? Because it's something that was taught. I can't change the color of my skin. I can't change the color of my eyes without adding something to it. I can't change how tall or short I am, but I can change my behavior. And behavior has been taught for centuries. So we already know it's going to take centuries, hopefully not, to unteach the behavior. So when I say be the change you want to see in the world, if you're still a part of the problem because you accept the behavior, it is what it is. But the one time you won't hear me not say anything is when something's not right. So I ask you, Do you think it's difficult to be the change you want to see in the world? Because when I say that, it's starting from you. You need to change. Oh, forbid. You're raising children and you have that mentality. You want change, but you're teaching your children the same behavior that you've been living with. Give them a chance. Give them a fighting chance. Show them different. They will do different. However, if you maintain that same mentality, they're just going to follow suit. And we're just going to be in the same situation for more years to come. Again, I am not full, but I'm tired of eating. But I'm going to finish this. So culturally, we just need to learn how to teach our children and ourselves, reteach. So you learn the behavior. It's going to take a while to unlearn the behavior. You know, think about it. And it's going to be gross, meaning, but it doesn't gross me out. You, as a kid, some people ate their boogers. And they dig up their nose. They did things that you're like, oh, you grow out of it, right? And you do. So why wouldn't you not grow up being a bigot, a racist, or a sexist? Oh, sure. I always say to a person who, on the other end, what was one thing that you remember where you got your feelings hurt so bad, it cut you so deep, and you tried to get over it and you couldn't get over it, and someone said, just get over it, and you're like, I can't, and you feel it, like that feeling where you're about to get a butt whooping, and that you're like, oh, what can I do to get out of it? That feeling, that's just unsettling feeling, that unnerving feeling. I asked them that, and I channeled them to that, and I said, now think of a person who deals with that every day. Every day. And you then ask them to get over it. Some people just deal with it. They live with it. But they can never get over it. Because the moment they try, you have someone who doesn't want to be the change they want to see in the world. They like things the way that it is because it's already great. So they stay and be who they are, and they interrupt others because maybe they're on the higher end of the food chain, so they don't really have to care about your feelings. And then you instill that in others who not so high on the food chain and need to deal with the other people that are in that little assembly line. But they can't turn off the switch because it's already something that they feel that they were empowered to continue with somebody else's views, because they do not want to be the change they see in the world. They want to keep things the way that they are. This guy, I could have just ate a whole bunch of tacos. So I sit back and I say, who wants to live in misery all their life? Or constant struggle, constant fight? as opposed to just kind of saying, you know what? The things that I've been doing for the last 50 years, or some people are a little older, but let's just say 50. Last 50 years, things been rough, tough. I've been hating groups of people just because they're not like me. How about for your next 50 years? You think totally opposite of what you were taught the first 50 years. Think about it. I'm semi-rambling here because I'm eating, I'm talking, but these are thoughts that belong to my day. These are thoughts that are in my head. And if I'm thinking that, I'm wondering if there's others that are thinking the same way. Why, in some cases, people think they cannot change? Do they feel that defeated? That once they speak up, others will not see them the same? They won't be a part of the same clique? Disowned? Because you're going to be in a new change movement. So don't worry about those old-minded thinking people. Each day that I have on this earth, I will not allow anyone intentionally. It's an intentional behavior. Without checking them. And sometimes, and I will definitely say sometimes, not all the time, it puts a person in their mind and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, because you catch them. You know, sometimes you catch them off guard. And some people, they're like, oh no, it's not like that. It's all like that. Let me tell you. And let me replay what just happened. And then you sit back and you're like, well, I guess I can see the way that you see it. And then they go into the story. Well, you know, my mom, my dad, you know, my dad worked, my mom was in the house. Well, guess what? Women are working, taking care of kids. They're not staying at home. Unless they choose to. And there's some people that just, I don't want my wife to work. And so she doesn't have to. But that's you and your family. Keep it in the house. Don't bring it outside the house. Because you're going to have someone like me check you. And remind you. It's not cool. Not even just a little bit. Not even just a half of it. But totally didn't want this to be like a downer. I just wanted to have some, like I said, I haven't had a thought-provoking message in a while. And so I'm just sitting here thinking, I said, you know what? Let me eat a meal and talk to the world and just ask some basic questions. And some of the things that I've just been seeing, and there's sometimes when people just allow it to happen. And I can't sit back and watch. Just like most people can't sit back and watch a person get beat down in the streets. It's not right. Speak up. Say something. Live in the wow. I'm gonna finish eating that off camera. But I ate a lot of food. But this, while we're talking, don't fall. Let's bring that up here.